So here's everyone lining up on the grid. So there will be 17 racing laps. No, there will be 20 racing laps and one formation lap. And pretty good attendance. Oh, that's some pretty good attendance. Not something we've seen very often. And Cool Boy saying to speak louder. It might be my mic. I'm actually speaking pretty loud, so it might just be my microphone. Pepper's saying, Para saying I sound fine. And is that a crash? I saw someone crashing on the banking. Was that Cool Boys? Cool Boys is in last place. I do see a front wing on the track. So whose front wing was that? It seems someone has crashed. Was that SUIT? It was SUIT who has crashed and he's lost his wing on the banking. And if you do crash, then you are allowed to repair your car. Repair is on. And he's getting his karma for France is saying deep. 1 out of 11 people are voting to restart. So little boy wants to restart. Will this be like what happened at 2 out of 11? 3 out of 11 people? 4? Will everyone vote for restart? That's 5 people. That's 6 people. 7. How will we have to restart this Grand Prix? And we will restart the Grand Prix. And is Hassan on wets? Is Hassan racing? Is he a driver? Or not? I'm not really sure if Hassan is a driver. And if Hassan can confirm he's racing because he is on wets. And I guess there will be a rolling start behind the safety car. It is race control score, so we're just waiting to see what he has to say. And he's saying we are waiting 2 minutes for Sloko. Some people saying standing start. I mean, I wasn't expecting a restart. I didn't take a screenshot of the positions. So we are just waiting on to get ready. 1 more minute. So we will no longer wait for Sloko at 2:45. 10 minutes it's been. And Soka's joined just in time. It is 2:45. So come on, let's get on with it. Let's restart this race. So what will race control say? Will there be a rolling start or a standing start? Oh my god! Okay, I'm joking. I'm not actually angry. But Tara, can you take a piece? And yeah, I don't want to delay any further. This is really annoying. Alright, so we're just waiting on Para to take a piss. And he is back. That's a pretty quick piss. Record time. Anyway, we are restarting. Um, so will there be a rolling start or a standing start? I don't know the positions. I wasn't expecting a restart. Jesus. Okay, let's just trust the drivers that they won't lie and that they will be able to line up in their proper grid positions. We have to trust them. Anyway, we are back for a formation lap. Wait, we didn't. We restarted on the formation lap. Just use the qualifying positions. It's not that hard. We restarted on the formation lap. And race control putting out the yellow flag, obviously for the formation lap. And Para is being smart again. First he tells me an oval is 2 hairpins, and then he tells me EA is a publisher, and then he tells me that we are using qualifying positions. Just lose 20 brain cells. It's not that hard. And the drivers are not allowed to chat because of the rules. Deep, shut up. Oh my god. And Phoenix has crashed. Wait. He's lost his front, he's lost his front wing. So they will have to stop in the pit lane. Other drivers coming back. Okay, they are back in the formation lap. And Deep is taking the shortcut to finish his whole lap formation lap faster. And we're just waiting on race control for everyone to come back. Oh my god, Deep. This is not even funny. Like, this was kind of funny, but then again, it's not funny anymore. Like, it's already 250. 250. Oh my. I feel like Rachel should just start the race without waiting for this taking way too long. What is deep doing? We are just waiting on deep. This is and oh, but that's not really fair, is it? If he comes to the final corner, he'll have a massive speed advantage. So, do you reckon we should start before he reaches the final corner? Well, he's already at the final corner, so if we. Oh, never mind. Yes, he didn't attend. Fully. And at 5 red light, the United States Grand Prix, and it is lights out, and away we go. We are green flag running. Finally, no more restarts. Hopefully, for round 7 of the Ion Roblox Racing League Season 1, and the pit exit is open as Matrix goes on the slippery surface of the banking and almost crashing out there. And we are finally on the way for this Grand Prix. Who will come out on top? 11 drivers here today. Let's hopefully we see more of this type of attendance throughout the season. More type of Qatar attendance where we had 15 drivers. And Sloko has crashed. But he can continue. Sloko is able to continue. Hassan has also crashed out. Will he be able to continue? Is the car recoverable? Yes, it is. Hassan is continuing. A lot of crashes already, and we haven't even completed one racing lap. SUIT has also crashed out. I mean, he's lost his wing. And SUIT has crashed at the pit entry, so I wouldn't call that a safety car. I'd call it pit exit closed. But no, he can continue. So would that be a safety car? Because he is continuing. SUIT trying to get the race control to put out a safety car because he crashed out. So he really wants to get close up with the field. And Sloko P8, but his championship rival, Little Boy, is in the podium. So will Sloko be happy with this performance? I'm not sure he will. Because this is crucial for the championship. This race is probably the most crucial one for the championship. Because at the current grid order, Sloko in P2 and Little Boy, who is in P1, they are both separated by 1 point. And that will be a massive gap in the championship. As Typhoon in the AlphaTauri and Little Boy, who's actually in Williams but is driving a Haas today, are battling it out. Now they come down the main banking. Little Boy has got DRS. Is he gonna go for a move on the banking? I don't think he is using DRS. Does he have DRS? He's within 1 second. Why is he not enabling his DRS to get closer? And SUIT going again. And deep, almost crashing out on the banking, he spun. Fine. Yeah. Friends. It's cool. And Typhoon currently has the fastest lap. He's battling it out with Little Boy. But Little Boy has gotten up into first place. But will Typhoon fight back? Will he use the DRS that he's got in here? I don't think he's using DRS. Typhoon on the inside, the slower line, whereas Little Boy is on the outside. But it seems that Typhoon has re-overtaken. What a battle for first this is between Little Boy and Typhoon. Typhoon again on the inside, whereas Little Boy is on the outside. And they are now side by side. So Loco does not seem to be making any moves. He is 40 seconds behind his championship rival. And dare I say, in a couple of laps' time, he will be lapped, just like SUIT is. SUIT is being lapped. Typhoon sets another purple sector. So will that be blue flags for SUIT? But this is good because now Typhoon is getting a slipstream. But SUIT has let him by before the DRS zone, I think. So he won't be getting that DRS from the lapped cars. Well, he has to let him by before the DRS zone as he flips. SUIT was trying to battle with the car that was lapping him and he's made a mistake because of it. Not really smart from SUIT. He should have just slowed down, let him by. SUIT rage quitting. And because of that slipstream, Typhoon and Little Boy now have a big gap between each other. But so Little Boy has to use his DRS here. Take the risk. If you spin on the banking, well then you spawn. That's sad. But if you don't and you manage to close that gap, then boom. This is what F1 is all about. Taking risks to try and catch up to your opponent and get that first place. So I guess we'll see. Is he using DRS? No, Little Boy is not using DRS. Still, no one is daring to use DRS on the banking. No one wants to take the risk. And Asan has left as well. Asan has rage quitted. And now only 9 drivers remain. And that's really weird to say because you are allowed to repair your car, yet we've already had 2 DNFs. But it seems that the gap is now 1.8 seconds. But it looks much closer than that as Sloko has spun. He hasn't crashed, he has spun. And you are only meant to see, if you crash, lose a wheel, lose a wheel. Not if you lose your wing, not if you flip or spin. Only if you lose a wheel. But it seems Typhoon is leading from Little Boy, and that's a pretty big gap. Has Little Boy made a mistake? I think Little Boy has made a mistake. The gap is now 4 seconds. Typhoon has already started um lap 7, but Little Boy is just passing the line now. That was a pretty late response from me. And now Sloko is in P9, but thankfully, because SUIT and Asan have left the server, he will bring home at least 2 points. As we are now seeing our first pit stops. Proto dives into the pit lanes. For what tyre? What tyre is Proto going to go on? Proto has gone onto the medium compound tyre. Meanwhile, Typhoon is making a big gap between him and Little Boy. Will this be a first race win for Typhoon in Ion Roblox Racing League Season 1? At one of the most infamous tracks on the game. So far, we've had 2 DNFs. Approaching the first banking of lap 7, and he gets a big he hits a bump. In the midfield, we have Deep, Proto, and Vanex, and Coolboy and Sloko are just right in the back of this Grand Prix. Whereas Deep is in P4, so that is pretty good points. That would be some pretty good points for us because Sloko is only going to bring home 2 points if he manages to finish this race. But Cool Boys in the Red Bull would be expected to do better. The Red Bull is a really, really fast car. But he seems to be pretty close to Vanix. Can he snatch P7? And I feel like he has the if he really, really. While I was saying that, he has had a massive crash. I was gonna say he has a really, really big chance of getting at least P6, but then he crashed. And all drivers now have to limit their cars to 4th gear. And wait, never mind, this is a safety car, not a yellow flag, so they have to catch up to the safety car. So they are allowed to go out of 4th gear. I'm just watching the leaderboard now, see if anyone overtakes. And the drivers are now going to catch up to the safety car. This is not a virtual safety car. This is a full track caution, a full safety car. As Typhoon, the race leader, and Little Boy dive into the pit lane. Sloko has lost his wing. Sloko has lost his front wing. Oh no, he's lost a tyre. But to me, it looks like he's fine, so why is he not continuing? But Typhoon and Little Boy have created such a big gap, they still come out in P1 and P2. It's a really amazing pace from them. Meanwhile, Deep also comes into the pit lane. He will come out in P5 if Asfar gets a really good lap in. But no, Asfar comes into the pit lane. So he will stay in P4. And Asfar is most likely going to come out in P6. And yes, he does come out in P6. And the drivers are now behind the safety car. Our first safety car of the session. Expect to see many, many more. This has been such an exciting race so far. Two DNFs, so many crashes, multiple yellow flags, and our first safety car. As Sloko is being in the pit lane for. And Sloko's retired. 3 retirements so far. Lap 10 starts now. And Matrix has managed to go up into P3. So Matrix in the Ferrari is in P3 and the safety car will be coming in this lap. The safety car is coming in this lap. Typhoon in first, then comes Little Boy, then Matrix, then Deep, then Proto, and then Asphar, then Vanix, then Cool Boys, Sloko, Asan, and SUIT have all retired from the Grand Prix. And I'm not really sure, but it seems that Asphar is the only one on hard compound tires. So will he be going long on those hards? I think he did make a pit stop earlier, so will he be able to go 11 laps? And now approaching the final corner, the safety car comes into the pit lane and green flag running once lap 11 starts. And we are green flag running. Lap 11 has started of 21, only 10 laps remain. And we are on the way for this Grand Prix. And even after the safety car, it seems Cool Boys is still in last place apart from the DNF, so he has not been able to catch up. He's actually at the final couple of corners now, so he would have wanted. Never mind. Those corners are very similar. As he almost flipped. So on the banking, but Cool Boys would have wanted another couple of laps to catch up to the rest of the field. So I'm not sure he'll be happy with that. But he also seems to be on hard compound tires. So I don't think he will be able to catch up with pure pace. He will need to use strategy. As Typhoon has crashed, and he was leading, but now he's crashed, and this means Little Boy has gotten up into P1 with a 2.3 second. And this means the gap in the championship will be extended by 25 points because Sloko has DNF'd before 50% of the race distance. Generally, you have to complete over half of the laps to get points. I think that's what the rules are in real life Formula One. But Typhoon has come into the pits, and this that little boy will be leading this Grand Prix. Off the back of France and now USA, Little Boy is leading a Grand Prix. It's two horses in the lead, but Little Boy is actually in Williams. So the points will be going to Williams, not Haas. But now all he has to do is keep it clean, because if he crashes deep, we'll go into first place. As Matrix sets a purple second sector, will he have enough pace? Oh, and he flips! Oh no, I've done it again. I talk good about a driver and they die. Yeah, I'm looking at Asfa here because he did overtake someone, SUIT in Qatar. But I guess he's on mobile so he can't go in fourth gear. But he does have to limit his pace somehow. And now Asfa is up into P3. Will he be getting a podium? Or should he get a 50-second penalty because he overtook someone in Qatar under yellow flags? Okay, I'm joking. That was 3 races ago. But still, and now Matrix has set a purple second sector. Will he have enough pace to catch up? He has to make up 30 seconds in under 10 laps for Typhoon. It's a first purple sector. Typhoon was really, really fast and he very well could have gotten the win, but he did crash out. He could have gotten his first win of the Irrl Roblox Racing League season. But because of a mistake on the banking, he has crashed out. The banking also catching out Matrix. Oh, and Deep has gotten past Little Boy. Has Little Boy spun or something? Because the gap was 3 seconds, but now Deep is in front of Little Boy in under 2 laps. Has Little Boy made a mistake? I wasn't even paying attention on the front two, but Little Boy has probably made a mistake or something. Or Deep is just faster. But now Little Boy is fighting back in the in who is actually in Williams, but is, like I said, like 100 times in a horse, and now they are battling it out. Little boy up, is right up Deep's gearbox. Will he get past? Will he make a move? Going into turn three. I think he has gotten past. Yes, he has. Little boy has gotten past. Oh, gotten past Deep once again, as Proto has gotten a corner cut in the final sector. Currently, Cool Boys has made the most pit stops, 4 pit stops, as made as Vanex pits. 4 soft compound tires. Will Vanex try to go for the fastest lap? Because surely he won't be going to the end on softs. Oh, and Little Boy's made a mistake. He's hit the wall. He has lost his front wing. And this means Asfar is going to go up into P2. Little boy surely won't be happy with that because he has hit the wall and he's lost his front wing as Typhoon also crashes out. And that is right on the banking. Will that be a safety car? Yes, it will, because that is on a very dangerous spot. But this means Little Boy actually got lucky because now he will be able to catch up to the rest of the field and maybe he will be able to use pure pace because if if he pits and no one else does, then he will have faster, fresher tires. And the drivers now have to catch up to the safety car. It is a safety car, and now Little Boy is in P3, and he will have to pass the safety car. Why is Little Boy not passing the safety car? As Typhoon has left the server, and Matrix also has front wing damage, and Cool Boys is also pitting. As for goes a little bit wide during the safety car. So will Little Boy have to use pure pace to get past as far and deep? He does have the pace. He has the faster, fresher tires. We will probably have only 5 or 4 laps of racing. But to me, that is enough for Little Boy. For Little Boy, as for dives into the pit lane, so he will lose P2. Haswa is trying to defend from Little Boy by going on fresher tires. What tires really go on though? He goes on to mediums. Aswell does go on to mediums. Little Boy is also on mediums, but those tires will be kind of worn out because he is trying to catch up to the safety car. But in my opinion, Little Boy is much faster than Aswa. Aswa is very obviously on mobile, which is much slower than PC. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. And it seems Aswa's come out ahead of Little Boy. So if he manages to catch up to the safety car, then that pit stop has worked out wonderfully for him. Great strategy from Asfar. If he stayed out, he would have had slower tires and he wouldn't be able to realize
Little boy has been overtaken by Proto. Little boy has been overtaken by Proto, but Proto has to give back the place.
Well, it seems Asphalt and Deep have caught up to the safety car, so they aren't having problems. I guess Little Boy just has to drive, cause you don't have to wait for the safety car. You have to catch up to it, and they are basically going side by side. And Asphalt almost overtakes him. And I'm guessing the safety car will only stay out for 2 more laps. Will the safety car driver slow down to give Little Boy a better chance of catching up? They are now at the final corner, whereas Little Boy is at the final corner, so that is a huge sigh of relief for Little Boy. So the safety car will be staying out one more lap as Proto is also catching up to the safety car. As for some reason, the gap between. Oh, and Asphalt almost spins. He's made a mistake. Will Little Boy be allowed to overtake him because of that mistake? No, he won't, because Asphalt managed to get back on track. So he will have to give back the position, which he does fair and square. But now Deep is on slower tires, worn tires. So this is gonna be a four-way battle for first. It's Deep, Asphalt, Little Boy, and Proto all battling for first. It is going to be a four-way battle. Who is going to come out on top for round 7 of the Roblox Racing League season? I guess we have to wait and see. Safety car is probably going to be coming in this lap. And we will only have 3 laps of racing. 3 laps to decide the winner of this race. And it seems Vanix and Cool Boys are too far back to catch up. Something happened to the safety car. What's happened to the safety car? The safety car made a mistake. The safety car's flipped. Okay, everyone has to slow down so the safety car can get back in front. As for overtakes, okay, a mistake from the safety car driver. But the safety car is back in front. Deep slow down to let the safety car back in front, which he does. So the safety car is probably going to be coming in this lap. I guess we have to see. Yep, the safety car is ending this lap, and we will only have 3 laps of racing to decide the winner. At Coolboy, Vanix is saying Coolboy overtook him, but the leaderboard says otherwise. And no, Coolboys, yes, he did overtake him. So we will have to give back the place. Why is Coolboy going to give back the place? He has to. He doesn't seem like it. We are green flags. Coolboy has to give back the place. On the banking now, he has to slow down. It doesn't seem like Coolboy's is giving back the place. Will Race Control get onto that? But now, the 4-way battle for the lead starts. It's Deep in first on worn tyres, and it's Proto, Asphalt, and Little Boy on newer, fresher tyres. Who is going to come out in front? It seems that Deep is in front by 1.6 seconds, but immediately that gap gets lower and lower as the lap goes on. And yeah, Deep is now being overtaken by Cool Boys, by Proto, by Asphalt, and by Little Boy. And it seems the little boy is up into first. He has overtaken Asfar, and someone's crashed. It is Proto who has crashed out. Can continue with no damage. Thankfully, that will be such a sigh of relief for Proto. And Cool Boys, who was actually P6 and lapped, is now up into P3 somehow. And is that little boy? No, little boy is fine. That is deep. And there will be a virtual safety car. How many laps of racing are we going to get? And who is going to pit for softs? As Cool Boys overtook Asma, but he has given back the place. As as Vanex has lost his wing on pit entry. And then we a green flag running. As Asfa and Cool Boys go side by side. Who is going to come out on top? It seems that Cool Boys is ahead, but now Little Boy is back into the lead after that mistake. And now it is a three-way battle for the lead as Asfa or as Cool Boys has overtaken for the P1. Has overtaken Little Boy for P1 as Asfa goes really wide. That has to be a penalty. I mean, that has to be a warning. He went super wide there off track. What will race control say about that? Only 2 laps remain. Oh, and it appears that Asfa has lost time, so there will not be any time constraints or penalties, or a warning, so there will be no punishment. As Cool Boys has lost his wing in the in the final 2 laps, Cool Boys has lost his front wing, and it was looking so good for him. It was looking like he could have got the wing, but he has hit the wall and lost his wing. As Venex has crashed, but that will that be a virtual safety car? Yes, it will. We'll most likely only have 1 lap of racing. This is turning into Abu Dhabi. And now it's Aswan Little Boy to fight for the lead. What a dramatic end. We'll only have 2 or 1 lap of racing. It depends on when. On when the yellow flags will end. It might end next lap, so we will only have 1 lap. But I don't think it will be out that long. I feel like it will end after a couple of corners. As Asfar gets an oversteer, always hitting the wall. Thankfully, he didn't lose his wing. Asfar goes wide again, and Asfar has gained a lot of time because of that yellow flag. Very obviously, Asfar does not have manual gears, so he gains a lot of times during yellow flags because he can't put his car fourth gear because he is on mobile. I can see a front wing on the track there. And we are the green flags once again. 2-way battle for the lead. It's Asfar and little boy and little boy Asfar. Who will come out on top? It seems that little boy is much faster than Asfar here. But I guess we have to wait and see. As little boy gave the wall a little bit of a touch there, but thankfully he has gotten away unscathed. As Vanex has crashed at the pit entry at the final corner, but he has managed to continue because his car has been repaired. And now the final lap starts. 1 minute and 40, 1 minute 40 of pure racing all the way to the line. But it seems that it is going to go in the way of Williams and Little Boy because they are now 1.5 seconds ahead of Asma. And it seems if Little Boy can bring it home clean, that he will take the victory here today. But we have to wait and see because this is Formula. This is Iron Formula Racing. Anything can happen. You never know if he will crash, and if Asfar will crash. You have to expect the unexpected here, especially at USA, such an infamous and dangerous track. In my opinion, the second most dangerous track after France. And I probably should say hardest, because it is really easy to crash here. But now the gap is 2 seconds, 2.2 seconds. And it seems that Asphalt will have to settle for P2 unless Little Boy makes a mistake. But now Little Boy is on the first banking. Asphalt does not have DRS. Asphalt does not have DRS as Little Boy hits an invisible bump, manages to keep it under control mid-air. And it seems that round 8, the United States Grand Prix, is going to go the way of Williams and Little Boy. Little Boy crosses the final corner and crosses the line to take first place. And that will be so crucial for the championship because Sloka has DNF'd. That is 25 points between him and Sloko. As far as takes P2 and Deep rounds out the podium places. As Cool Boys crashed somewhere throughout the final lap because he doesn't have a wing, he will finish the race limping on no front wing. As Venix now is at the final corner to round out the current grid order and people who have completed this race. 4 DNF, 5 DNFs actually. And after this, there'll be a 2 week mid-season break. And then we will see you guys at around 9 for the Iron Roblox Racing League season. Well, that is the United States Grand Prix. Thanks everyone for coming. I'm your commentator Wolfie, and that is the end of the Grand Prix.